historical and current events today. The phone number here is 559-478-6141, and you're listening to KOFP 103.3. This is our perspective. What's going on, Reverend Harris? How you doing today?
Hey, we're getting ready to chop it up. Lady J, can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I can.
All right, all right, all right. There's so much going on in the world right now, and we're just happy to be on the air again and have our special guest with us here today. People who I highly respect, Brother Marcus and Sister Aline, and it's just, it feels good to just be around people who is real, you know what I mean? And we have so much phonyism, cowardism going on today that just might get around people who speak truth to power and who is willing to lay their life down and have a legacy for the liberation for black people. I'm just honored right now to just be in their presence right now. Just thanking you and Sister April right now for even allowing me to be part of your team. And I think that's something that we'll talk about later on in the conversation. What is a team? What is the qualities of a team? I think right now here in America, black people have become such an individualized people. Once I heard someone say it took a village to raise a child. And right now, where is our village right now? Where is the elders at right now? So it's a lot we need to discuss, and that's why this radio station is so important. And I just feel good about this radio show, because when you walk in the studio, you just feel a sense of blackness. I mean, it's just straight blackness, and I don't know how more black we could get other than painting the walls black. But I mean, when we look at all the statues and there's a meaning for each one of these statues. We just thank Patrick who's the founder of the radio show, to just give us young people an opportunity to be able to come and be a part of his vision. So we're just glad to be here, Lady J.
We just want to welcome everyone here today, and we appreciate you coming on to our perspective. So we're going to go ahead and open it up with Reverend Floyd Harris. And once again, thank you for our guests for coming. We'd love to hear the voice of the people.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, we have Sister Aline who's with us today, and we're going to be sharing the microphone in here again. We know how to be versatile, and so we're just going to chop it up here today. And we're running live stream right now. We're going to upload the show to YouTube so that we can get it viral across the world, because we have family more than just in Fresno. When we came on those ships over here from Africa, we were all family, and we're still family. A lot of our families don't know who families are right now, but we just want to go ahead and go on to the show. So Sister Aline, a long-time activist here in Fresno, someone who I highly respect, someone who has taught me, has took me under her wing as a mother figure to not tell me what I want to hear, but tell me what's right. Has been a role model, not just for me, but for our young ladies, and we started the Freedom School this year. Radio listeners, for those who may not know what the Freedom School is, it's a school Freedom School came out of the Civil Rights Movement. And I'd like maybe for Sister Aline to maybe give some historical standpoint from the perspective of the Civil Rights Movement of the Freedom Schools, where our children, our black people, we had to create our own education here in this country. Because as we know that we wasn't good enough to be in the same schools with white children. And also the Freedom School, just to give some historical pieces of that. We're going to also be talking about the Black Wall Street. All of us going to chip in on that and throw down on that. We're also going to be talking about the Black Panther Party, what that meant back in the 1960s, and what do that mean for us today in 2016? Is the work that they did, is it in vain? do we still see symptoms of what they went through that we're going through today? So I'm going to hit and miss on that. And so the Freedom School, Brother Marcus and Sister Aline are instructors of the Freedom School. God gave me this vision for this community to have an after-school program. We're working on putting it year-round. We have our family in Atlanta, Georgia, where Dr. Gene Kennedy is at right now, wanting us to take the Freedom School from Fresno out to Atlanta, Georgia. Well, with the Freedom School, we teach the children how in agriculture. We teach them how to drive the tractor, we teach them how to make rolls, teach them how to plant, how to harvest. We teach them the business end of it, how to sell, formal markets. We have a Freedom School formal market. We bought some scales with the money that they inherited from selling the vegetables. And we also have a cooking class in the Freedom School. So not that we teach our children how to farm, but we also teach them how to cook. Dr. Saxton, who's a professor from Fresno State, who's an instructor for that, did a wonderful job this year teaching the children how to make peach cobbler. And also we had Sister Aline, who was teaching our children how to sew, how to knit, and things like that. And Brother Marcus into the health aspect of the Freedom School, which is, being in this movement, you got to be in tip-top shape because, this is a 24-hour job. And so then we had landscaping classes, we had janitorial classes, we had, trying to remember all the automotive classes, we had a karate class, journalism class, photography class. And so all these classes are very important for our young people right now because we got to grab our young people. And I think Brother Marcus can hit to some more statistics because he's a statistic man. The mind, it's like between a child between the age of 0 and 3, their mind is being developed, right? Yeah. And so whatever you're going to put into a child's head between 0 and 3 has a lot to do with the foundation of how that child is going to be between after 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if that child is absorbing negative behavior, a negative environment, then that's kind of what that child is going to spit out later on. But if we can grab that child, work with that child, work with the parents, and then be able to mold them and teach them, how to read and how to take care of their community and how to talk, how to speak. I mean, just with the young men, Sister Aline, I taught the young men how to tie a necktie. We have grown men that don't even know how to tie a necktie.
And parents are the first teachers. They really are. And
right.
Some people have the misconception that you have to have an advanced degree to teach your children. You really do not. You just have to be willing to put in the time and be willing to be involved in that.
Right.
And so, one of the things that got me excited about the Freedom School was that we're teaching life skills. Right. And tying a necktie is a life skill because you never know when you're going to have to wear one. And so it's the same for young ladies with, the way you carry yourself, with deportment, with the way you speak. And we need to be respectful of one another, not just to people in power. We need to make sure that we're using a positive message and a positive countenance when we, interact with one another. Right. And so children who learn these things at home are going to carry that into their adult life. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to be involved in this Freedom School.
Right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree. I think that, as Reverend Harris said, that it's in the early stages of development for children where you really start painting who they are going to be, and how they're going to be for the rest of their lives. So that's why I really like the idea of the Freedom School, because it gives the opportunity to be able to reach out to kids that typically won't have somebody that's going to be there for them. I mean, yeah, I understand what the common situation is nowadays, where most parents, they're single parent households, where they're trying to find a way to make ends meet. So they typically end up at work most of the time, and the only type of mentor or parent figure that they typically get to have is going to be their daycare provider. And there's not a lot of, I'm not going to try to bash daycare providers. I know there's some that are great, but there's nothing like having your own mother, your own father that can be there. So, or somebody that's taking that personal interest. So this is just another opportunity for our people to be able to reach out to each other Yeah, I'm sorry. And another opportunity for our people to reach out to each other, to be able to help each other, and to be able to help them develop and grow, and give them other opportunities. When I was at the Freedom School, we actually had the fitness training. A lot of the kids actually really took a liking to the fitness training, learning more about it, learning what they can eat, what they shouldn't eat, what are things that would be better for them, and things of that nature. Just getting some basic ideas, I believe is going to actually help them to be able to make better, food option decisions that actually could very well, save their lives in some cases. So I think it was very rewarding, and looking forward to being a part of it whenever we have another opportunity.
Yes, and Councilman Oliver Baines also had recognized the Freedom School students by giving them a certificate. I believe both of you were there, right?
Yeah.
Right,
Great.
they gave them a
Yeah.
certificate, and it was good to see our young men. And I'm saying men, Freedom School is part of our young ladies too. But at the same time, this year, we're gonna have more women instructors, as we did. But Oliver Baines had given certificates to the Freedom School to encourage them to keep doing good. And when you can go to City Hall and someone can recognize you for the work that you have put out and did in this community, not being arrested, not, doing things that bad choices, but doing something that can help build your college profile, because that certificate will go in their college profile. So that's the agenda of the Freedom School, is to make sure that we're able to empower our young people, give them resources that when they go to college, that someone can look at their portfolio and say, well, who's Councilman Baines? And then you get an opportunity to explain who Councilman Baines is, and we have the video footage to show, right?
Mhm.
That's where the part of the photography and the video production came in, because they had another instructor for that, who videotaped the whole ceremony. So all that goes in their file. So that
Positive reinforcement.
positive reinforcement, right?
Yeah, I think that, I agree with you. That was great, because they don't normally get to see, council members and people that aren't from the community to actually to be involved in the community and people that are in the community. And I think that was huge. I hadn't before that met Oliver Baines, but seeing that he was involved and did want to be involved and wanted to honor the Freedom School graduates, that meant a lot to me. It made me feel like, okay, now they get to see opportunities at different levels. That at least it shows them that there's hope for them to be able to be whatever they want to be.
And that's
Right.
so important.
And then that's what's more about than anything else, because once we start breaking down those limited thinking of limitations that we have on our own abilities, we start breaking that down,
Exactly.
then that's when we start realizing that our potential is limitless, and then we start becoming more and more of what we dream to be.
Absolutely, Brother Marcus, and that's how we change the narrative. Historically in this country, there's a narrative that has been written historically about African Americans, and somebody else has been telling our story. Well, now it's time for us to tell our own stories in our own way, with our own language, by our own people, and to encourage and be there for one another. And that is one of the things I got excited about with the Freedom School. Because historically, like in the 60s, when we were fighting